Hey everybody, it's JV here with you, and I've got a real special guest and good friend, Alfredo. We're going to talk some music and have some fun. GenX Nation, what are you up to today? Alfredo, what's going on, man?
Dude, not much. I love how this is coming about here. We just started chatting and said, let's go live. Let's try this out. And here we are.
Here we are. Yeah. So just so you know, it's probably going to be crazy because we're just going to be screwing around, but we're going to have a little fun with you and hopefully share some memories and maybe talk a little bit about some music that, you know, comes from yesteryear. It's going to bring a smile to our face. Oh, man. Hey, so tell me, man, you know, I know some of our listeners and viewers may not know who you are. So tell me a little bit more about yourself. Obviously, you are a former radio host and also a former service member. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Yeah, I did about 10 years as a radio host down in Norfolk, Virginia, in the Hampton Roads area, on an alternative station and a classic, well, what they call active rock. Mm-hmm. You know, bands like Avenged Sevenfold and Disturbed and that kind of stuff. But I've been DJing since college. You know, I had an oldies radio show. I had a classic rock radio show. Mm-hmm. I had a kind of like a novelty hits radio show. You know, like Dr. Demento.
Dr. Demento.
Yeah, that's. Used to love them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then when I was in the Navy and I was stationed on the Abraham Lincoln, we had a radio show, and anybody could go and be a DJ. Mm-hmm. And so I did that on one deployment.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so I've always been involved in radio or podcasting or something like that, and I got to give you credit, brother. First of all, you got a smooth professional radio voice.
Oh man, thank you.
You do. I wish I had it. I mean, people say, "Oh, you got a radio voice," but I'm not smooth. Like I listen to you, and I'm like, you know, I heard you the other day, and I was like, man, you know, if this dude did like some like JV After Hours, hey, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna go get my girl and put some candles on and let this guy do the work for me.
Let's get it on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how you lovers out there? You know. So anyway, but that kind of, you know, got me longing for the days of yesteryear. Mm-hmm. And then you and I started talking, and boom, here we are giving this a shot and seeing what the people think.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the interesting things is I've got a YouTube channel, as a lot of people know, and a lot of subscribers who are new to the channel. And, you know, I really work on keeping the music going and keeping the movies, television, all the stuff that I highlight from Gen X going, because that's why people are on my channel, you know?
Right.
But I also like to introduce myself and share some stuff about me, you know, and so my friends like you.
And I'm sorry, I'm not on the deck, so I'm smoking a cigar, you know, drinking. I got all kinds of stuff.
That's what I'm talking about. All I got is water, dude.
Well, I'm not drinking. I mean, geez, just 64 ounces. Imagine this thing was filled with alcohol. This would go off the rails real quick.
This would go off the rails real quick.
So
yeah, man. So listen, what we're doing is just screwing around, but we're gonna post it and hope you have fun with it. Just two regular guys from, you know, Gen X and, you know, kind of skirting between the millennials and the baby boomers, and Gen Z is out there doing their own thing. And, you know, I'm really proud of Gen Z is coming back around, and they're bringing back some old songs from our time. And I'm not sure if they think it's brand new. Like, oh, I found this song from Toto.
You know, think about it this way. When we were coming up, right? If you listen to the pop music of the day, and I'm talking about in the 80s, at the end of the 70s, Sha Na Na brought back doo-wop.
Oh yeah,
which is 50s music. Then you go, oh dude, I love doo-wop. But then you move into the new wave, explosion, and that went off into different areas. But you had bands like the Stray Cats and Charlie Sexton who brought that hit of rockabilly back.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Right. So it goes in cycles. Everything's gonna come back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we even had Taco bringing in, you know, putting on the hits.
Putting on the Ritz.
I mean, the Ritz. Yeah, put on the Ritz.
Yeah. I remember that.
You know, bringing that stuff from the 20s and 30s. So, and they were all hits, and they all hit a population. So it doesn't surprise me that there are people coming around now like, oh, you know, yeah, this song Africa. I think we could do something with that. You know. That's
right. That's right. Yeah. Matter of fact, I saw a story on the CBS Evening News the other day about a little girl who's probably about 10 years old, and she found Michael McDonald. And she had no idea who he was, had never heard of him before, hadn't Googled him.
Right.
She really fell in love with his music.
Sure.
She said, I finally Googled him. She said, I was disappointed. I was kind of envisioning a Justin Bieber looking guy.
Yeah, well, maybe with a beard in 1974, but I mean.
But what was cool was she still loved the music. And actually, they found out about this little girl and they gave her, you know, front row tickets. And she just went nuts. She absolutely loved the music, knew every single word of it. And it was really cool to see someone, you know, from the younger generation feeling a song and feeling, you know, an artist the way we once did. That was really, really cool. Well,
kudos to the parents.
Yeah.
For exposing their children to that. And you know, when they're young. I have one of the guys who I used to be on the radio with, used to go by Bob Fresh. I'm still, you know, very, very close friends with him. Mm-hmm. And he's got a daughter who at 8 years old, 9 years old, loved Neil Diamond.
Oh, man.
I mean, loved Neil Diamond. Mm-hmm. You know, another guy I was on the radio with named Mike, his kids love Kiss. Mm-hmm. You know, his daughter just graduated high school. His other daughters just graduated middle school. And they're listening to Kiss. You know, and so it all comes back around.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not surprised. I'm very glad. It gives me hope.
Yeah.
Because, I think of course I'm old. That's why it says current old guy. I think current music lacks a lot of the nuances, the wordplay, that the melodies that we had growing up. Yeah. And we had it for such a sustained time. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, we were lucky.
Yeah.
And I tell this to people because we experience music separating. You know, we came to the fork in the road, and rather than take one, we took them all. So you know, rock changed, and then you had the birth of hip hop and the birth of speed metal and thrash metal, and power pop, which came in our lifetimes, and pop punk and post punk and all of these different things, industrial, you know, bro country, you know, all of this stuff that just kind of branched out. And we were lucky that before everybody got separated,
right,
we were able to get a piece of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I think back to not just the 80s, but the 80s and 90s were really good, you know, together, because we were young enough to, you know, to pick up on the music of our parents. You know, we were maybe children or young teenagers, and as the 70s were finishing. And so there was some great music in the 70s, and we just took that and rolled right into the 80s. But I love what you were saying, because it's absolutely true. We weren't, you know, sure, everybody had their preferences, you know, this particular genre or this particular genre, but ultimately we all just loved all that music. And today, if any of us is in a car, any Gen Xer is in a car listening to a radio station that's got music from that era, there are very few songs that we'll hear and not know every word to or pretty close to it.
Yeah.
And that tells you something about that era.
Sure.
You know, like you said, I mean, it could be a pop song, could be a rock song, could be something new wave, grunge, and we just loved it. You know, hip hop. You remember when hip hop had words?
yeah, that were legible.
Yeah, that were legible.
You know, it's just, and I said the 80s, but really it starts in the 70s with punk. You know, you got with classic rock, but then you had punk, you had country, you had singer-songwriters, you had disco. You know, so you start to see that branch.
Yeah.
And again, and here's another thing that I blame for the secularization. Did I say that right? Yes, of music listeners. We had AM radio. We had legit top 40. So when we were young, couldn't afford our own records, when we listened to the radio, we could hear Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven, followed by The Temptations, My Girl is a throwback, followed by Charlie Daniels, Devil Went Down to Georgia, followed by Morris Albert's Feelings. So you had all of these different, you know, types of music that the DJs at the time that were more engaged, and that's part of the reason I blame you for sparking that back in me, was the engagement that they had and the way they were able to flow these different genres seamlessly. You know?
I think I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, bro, you got to stop me, because I'll talk for the next hour and a half, especially when it comes to music.
No, I'll tell you, you know, that really was what mattered. And you know, one of the things that I loved, and you know, you and I both were DJs back in the 80s and, you know, and beyond. And one of the things that I really enjoyed was the relationship that the DJ had with the audience. There was a trust built in there. And so if the DJ was, you know, sharing a song with you, you knew that that person had heard it, really liked it, and, you know, was pushing it to you so that you could consider it and like it as well.
Right.
It wasn't the real heavy corporate pushes like you have today. It was very organic. And I think that that's why the music stuck around so long, is it wasn't pushed. You know, one of the criticisms I have of today's music, and oh, by the way, let me tell you, I really like some new music. So I know this is kind of coming across a little bit as new music sucks. And I really love it.
I'll say it. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But but what I'll say is there was something about when a song organically, you know, touches people across the board, that stays with you. I mean, it's like emotions, right? If you have an emotion, a strong reaction to somebody or something, it sticks with you. And I feel like that's what is missing when corporations are pushing music. They just pay for every local station, every, you know, syndicated station to play the same songs, you know, over an X amount of time. They're literally forcing you into liking the song. The problem is 2 weeks later, you're done. You don't want to hear it again, or you're going to throw up in the car. And then they just give you the next song that they want to push on you.
Here's, well, there's always been playlists.
Yeah.
So there's always been songs that they're going to push.
Yeah.
Always. You know, that's part of what makes a hit is that they and we go back to the 40s with that kind of stuff. However, the difference to me was the engagement that the DJ had.
Right.
Because the DJ had to sell the song. I mean, when we were on it, you know, we had, whether we liked it or not, that was our job. I went from an alternative radio station to a country radio station.
Right.
And I had to sell the music. Now, I like country, but not enough to sit there and go 4 tracks deep on Garth Brooks, you know, 5th album.
Right.
You know, I know Friends in Low Places. Okay, great. You know, that's that. But okay, thank you. But the whole thing was that I was able to say, oh, we got Garth Brooks' greatest, you know, his latest. And let me tell you, his album is so incredible. And here's his latest track. Bam.
Right.
So I at least made you believe that I liked it.
Right.
And so the difference between the DJs that we came up with
Right.
who influenced our style, is that there was going to be something they liked.
Right. Yeah.
Today,
and you could wait for it. You knew what was coming, so you could stick around.
Right. And we're talking about the DJ themselves. Today, a DJ could get on a top 40 station, which isn't really, you know, and play little whatever. Throw the, you know, after the little LIL, and then throw whatever name you want after
little whatever.
Right.
Little water bottle.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Little water bottle. And have to make it sound like it's the greatest thing ever when he doesn't believe it.
Right.
Oh, she doesn't believe it. And the thing is, the next song is going to be done by, you know, Big Jug featuring, you know, the Bug Zappers, and featuring Bug Zapper. And it's another song that they don't like, but they got to push it.
Right.
And yeah, so you know that they don't come across as sincere.
Yeah. No, I know. That's absolutely true.
You know,
that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to share my screen here in just a second.
Okay. Why are there people here? No.
Hey, no, there's nobody here.
That's right. Oh my God.
I don't want, but I do want to share my my YouTube page because of course I want people to like it. And let me know if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, good, good. So this is my YouTube channel, and guys, it's just JV Sport. I'm sorry, JV the DJ. I was thinking of another channel, JV the DJ, and it's literally JV the DJ. As a matter of fact, I'll show you here. YouTube, right? Literally JV the DJ. So you can come to my page, and let me stop Michael Jackson here. But this is the kind of stuff that I've got on this channel, right? I've got videos, I've got shorts. So I just want to show people. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me just jump in here. You look okay here? All right.
Yeah, you know, the old guy had to put my glasses
on. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my channel here and go to JV the DJ, and you should be able to see it right there.
Yep.
All right. Let me stop Michael. All right, so here's Michael, right? And these are my videos. So again, you can find me at JV the DJ. But what Alfredo and I are talking about is the fact that if you come to channels like mine, and I know mine is not unique, but you know, please come to my channel and subscribe, like the videos. But what I like to do is I like to mix it up. You know what I mean? This is a place where you can put Lionel Richie next to Michael Cimbello, next to Billy Ocean, and oh, for fun, throw an old Coke commercial in from 1971. Right? You've got shorts. You got everything from Loverboy, which, by the way, posted today, to Keith Washington, to Barry Manilow. Yeah, I'm a Manilow head. I know it's kind of weird, right?
Dude, he's coming to concert. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to Vegas.
You going to Vegas? Okay.
And my girlfriend and I want to do a show there. And Manilow's playing, so we might actually go see Manilow.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I mix it up, right? As you can tell, there's lots of shorts in here. And I really make an effort. By the way, Tina Turner, man, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah, this video really went viral. And it wasn't me. It's the fact that people love her so much. And we all miss her. So it was very cool. But, hey, listen, I recommend people come over to my channel because I think they'll really like it. JV the DJ. Simple enough to find me. YouTube.com/@ JV the DJ. Lots of stuff in there. But if you just go to the search engine, you can look for JV the DJ and you'll find me there.
I mean, think about it. It's 7 letters.
Yeah.
You know how hard is that to type? It's like a phone number.
Well, let me see if it pops up now that I said that.
Yeah.
JV the DJ. And you know what? One of the problems is when you put something like that, there's a gazillion people, you know, that have the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Can you put the space?
Let me try. Oh, here I am. Yeah. I'll put the @ sign. Put the @ sign. JV the DJ.
Yeah.
And then boom, here I am. By the way, I got Michael Jackson as my main character here. You know that one. Oh,
sure. That, you know what? To this day, I still think the Off the Wall album's a better album than Thriller.
I'll tell you what, man. People love him. I mean, people absolutely love him. It's crazy. Matter of fact, somebody said, "Oh, we think Taylor Swift is as big as Michael Jackson." I was like,
there's an argument to be made for that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Mike is another level. I'll tell you what.
Well,
there's something to be said about today's youth and how they feel about it.
Well, here's something, and think about it. We felt the same way about it then. People felt the same way about about Donny Osmond.
Oh yeah,
Elvis. Elvis. So yeah, you can say what you want. Let's talk in 20 years.
Yeah.
Because the key is that longevity. Do they have that longevity? Because everybody's going to be popular today, and the only reason you got, people outselling people like Elvis and Ray Charles and the Beatles is because there's 8 billion more different ways to count the sale.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and the ability to reach out to people in absolute real time.
Sure.
Changes everything,
right? You got a band like Kings of Leon, who went triple platinum.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, but you're counting digital sales, and you're counting, and I can't remember the band or the artist who put out an album, and the digital top 10 was every track on the album.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So I mean, of course that sets a record.
Yeah.
Now, does it set the kind of? Does it mean as much as when the Beatles had the top 5 tracks?
Yeah.
And they had to do it based on somebody going out and buying the 45, the single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something to be said about the cultural impact, the way that. So it's like a lot of people say the Jordan LeBron comparison, right?
Right.
The thing is, certain people had such an impact on the game, like a Michael Jordan, that no matter how many points someone else scores, how many records someone breaks of his, that moment in time, the impact he had can't be
downplayed. Right.
Similarly, you got a guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger. There are people that are much more, physically built than him, especially these days where they're monsters.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And there are guys that have won more Mr. Olympias and everything else. But if it weren't for him, bodybuilding would have taken another turn.
Yep.
And similarly, when you look at some of the bands through history, whether their records have been broken or not, you really have to look at the cultural impact they had.
Right.
Beatles, Elvis, some of the Lynyrd Skynyrd, some of the
Ramones, Temptations,
all these groups.
Aretha Franklin, and the reason I'm mentioning them is just that people realize that the music itself, it didn't come from one source or one. We talk about when what they call the day the music died, the plane crash that killed Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens. People were. This is the 50s, and people were heartbroken that Richie Valens died because he had a big hit, La Bamba.
La Bamba had just
right. So it's not just, and I don't want to get too political, but it's not just white bands who affected white music. I mean, it was music. So Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. When you start Jimi Hendrix, when you start to put them in there too.
Yeah.
It was, it was amazing. And again, they've all lasted the test of time. So when people start throwing out, Kanye West and Taylor Swift, give them 20 years.
Yeah.
And if people are still talking about them, then
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, hey, look, Alfredo, we got to get out of here, man. I know you got to get back to your day. I do as well. But I did want to thank you for helping me get through this first one. And listen, guys, we're going to screw around and hit the wrong buttons on this thing. And, sometimes try and figure out how to get out of one page to another. But ultimately, you're probably not here for the technicalities. Hopefully you're here for the conversation.
I'm hoping because God knows that, the technical side is going to be the challenge.
Right.
But I think as we grow,
guys pushing buttons.
Right. I think as we grow, Hopefully the audience sticks around and grows with us.
Absolutely.
And gets to enjoy some great memories. Gets to hear, you know, some counterpoint that we're gonna have. You know,
absolutely.
And we'll at some point get to participate.
Yeah.
You know, as we discuss, you know, music, its effect on us, its effect on culture, and you know what really was, you know, what really was the best.
Yeah.
In our eyes.
In our eyes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Through our filter. So exactly. Absolutely. One of the great things is the audience doesn't have to agree with us, but we can have that conversation and have some fun doing it. And, you know, at least prove our points to ourselves and maybe, you know, get someone else to agree with us. But ultimately, it doesn't even matter. It's all about the music and the memories and the impact that had on us. So.
Now, people can leave comments, right?
People will be able to comment, not on this video, but well, people will still be able to.
You're putting this on YouTube. So here's what I'm going to do to people in your audience, and send me the link so that I can post it and you know my people can listen to it. I want you guys to comment. And when I say comment, don't just sit there and say, you know, because that's a comment. But I'm saying, talk about the chemistry. Talk about what you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, what music was relevant to you? What music wasn't relevant? What made the difference? You know, tie in the music to your memories. And to, you know, as an example, I still can't hear Journey Open Arms because that was part of a relationship that was special to me, and it ended horribly. Right. So it brings all those memories up. Now they're not all bad. You know, that's the one that popped into my head. But think about that. You know, we before we got on, I was talking about you know, the song Magic by Pilot. Right. I still, when I hear that song, I go back to 1977, being in the car, my dad's Monte Carlo, and driving to the beach, driving to Orchard Beach in the Bronx. You know, and eating smushed sandwiches, you know, and that kind of stuff.
Great day out, man.
Right. So what we want to do is talk about the music that's going to get you to think and smile.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So, if you walk away with a smile, we've done something right. And
right. Exactly.
That's our goal.
So leave a comment. Tell us what you think. You know, there's going to be mainly on JV, mainly on JV's page. So any comments you have for me, put them there, and we want to give you guys what's going to keep you engaged. So please leave comments, like and subscribe his channel, and this what are we calling it? It's GenX Music Talk with Alfredo and Jose.
Yeah. I like it. We might have to shorten that up, but GenX Talk, you know.
No, GenX Music Talk. Yeah. With how about with A and J?
I like it. I like it. I like it. Hey, listen. So to everybody out there, again, subscribe and like to my page. Simple to find me. Just at JV the DJ in the search bar on YouTube. You'll see me pop up, and do me that favor, because the more people that we touch, the further the channel goes, and the more people, in addition, will be able to enjoy the music, the movies, the television, you know, just the overall culture of our time. And then finally, for those of you who like the music of the 80s and 90s, I'm on weeknights on eagleonlineradio.com, and you can check it out from 7 to midnight East Coast time. That's my show. And hopefully you enjoy it. You know, we try and mix it up, and we're not playing the same damn 10 songs that you hear in your local station over and over and over again every single day. So check me out there, eagleonlineradio.com, or the Live 365 app by searching for Eagle Online Radio. Or if you happen to have an Alexa device, check this out. Just say, Alexa, launch Eagle Online Radio. And boom, there it is. My Alexa device will probably go on in the background.
Technology.
That's right. Technology, man. All right, guys. Well, listen, let me let you go, and we will be back on here soon with another GenX Music Talk with A and J.
Take care, everyone.
Everybody. All right.